strains of You'll Never Walk Alone ring around Anfield on a gloomy night on Merseyside, but is there a bright horizon in the offing for Liverpool? Jurgen Klopp says he doesn't watch anyone else in the title race because he is worried about a surge in his heart rate. But after Arsenal and Manchester City rang the changes and comfortably won, everyone else's eyes turn to Liverpool in this addictive, pulse-throbbing title race. On paper, this looks like another breeze for the big boys. Liverpool are undefeated in 32 games at Anfield. They've got the best home record in the league, and they have the motivation of regaining top spot tonight. And they're backed by this crowd. Sheffield United at bottom just threw away a 2-goal lead for the second time in 2 games, and they haven't won at Liverpool for 30 years. Can you make a case for them? Well, the last Premier League team to beat Liverpool here were unfancied from Yorkshire and ended up getting relegated. But I'm afraid, Mickey, that's about the best I can do.
Well, I think they know that themselves, Sam. It's going to be a difficult lead, and under the lights at Anfield, there's no better place. I mean, listen to the atmosphere just before kick-off. It's going to be difficult. Liverpool on a surge. They will want to pick up all 3 points tonight.
A week of 10 live Premier League games across the network as the drama at the top and bottom of the table take grip. Last night, Arsenal and City strolled it. Tonight, we got Chelsea Man United on TalkSport 2. The second half here on TalkSport. But right now, TalkSport brings you Klopp eyeing up the top spot with victory against bottom of the lot. They're off and underway, shooting towards the Kop in the first half. Sheffield United get us started, all in yellow, with red trim, red numbers, and Liverpool attacking the goal away to our left, all in red tonight. An early, long throw from that far side to be launched in by former Liverpool trainee Jack Robinson. In front of the Kop early on, torpedoes the ball into the penalty area, fixed on by Hodzic, and then the first shot in anger is straight at the goalkeeper's legs, smashed in by McAtee. It's a golden chance to open the scoring inside the first 40 seconds.
My goodness, what an opportunity. Be surprised if you get a better one the whole night, but the long throw causes Liverpool problems. They don't start games brightly as they didn't on Sunday, but that's a huge chance for McAtee. He's got to score.
37 seconds on the clock. James McAtee has the first shot on target. Creedon Kelleher saves it. It was straight at him, but in truth, that was a golden chance very early in the game. Here's the corner in front of the Kop, in towards the near post, another flick, and it hits Brereton Diaz at the far post and goes narrowly wide. He didn't get proper contact on it. 2 golden chances in just a matter of moments for Sheffield United at the start of the game.
Well, what a start, Sam. Really surprised, but full credit to Chris Wilder. He's not sat back. He's taken the game to Liverpool. Yes, it's the early stages, but even that second opportunity, can Brereton Diaz be a little bit braver? The goal he got at the weekend was very similar. He had to get in front of his marker. He did that, but just stick out a leg a little bit more. Any deflection, it's going to find its way into the back of the net.
Well, we went to Bramall Lane with Arsenal a couple of weeks ago, and Arsenal picked apart Sheffield United without even breaking sweat. Chris Wilder would have been hoping for greater resistance here tonight, but they've certainly started the bright of the two teams. Harmer charges forward. Brereton Diaz pokes it on, then he scoops the ball down the left side into the left edge of the penalty area. Harmer trying to reverse it back to Brereton Diaz. It's stopped by McAllister, and Liverpool have a breather. I'll run through the 2-11s for you in just a second. It's Salah now escaping in behind at Austin Trusty down that left-hand side. He cuts back in, then plays a reverse ball into Gravenberg. Gravenberg tries to cross it, and the defender slides in and stops him from doing so. It goes behind the way for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. So Kelleher, the Liverpool goalkeeper, has already had to make a save from point-blank range from McAtee. Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Gomez making up the back four. Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gravenberg in midfield with Salah, Nunez and Diaz up top. Sheffield United, Gerbic in goal. Having a great start to his career at Sheffield United. Ivo Gerbic, 7th appearance for them. He's conceded 19 goals already. Holgate, Hodzic and Robinson the back three. Bogle on the right-hand side as the wing-back, Trusty on the left. And D'Souza, Arblaster and McAtee behind Brereton Diaz with Harmer floating in and around the striker. It's 0-0, a head collision on halfway between Gravenberg and D'Souza. Both medical staff run onto the pitch to attend to the wounded, and we can catch our breath because the first 3 minutes have been rather breathless, and Sheffield United have had 2 golden chances to open up the Liverpool backline. It tells us 2 things, doesn't it? That Sheffield United do have a little bit in terms of creativity. We've seen that over the last few weeks with the goals they've scored, but also that Liverpool are so vulnerable early in matches.
Yeah, it just seems like it takes them a long time to settle themselves down, Sam, and it's really surprising because you look at every player in a Liverpool shirt, they're all comfortable on the ball, but from that kick-off, Sheffield United had the intent of just breaking forward, knowing that Liverpool are a little bit vulnerable in the first 5 to 10 minutes and conceding goals, and from that long throw, I mean, I'll say it again, I don't think Sheffield United will get a better opportunity of scoring a goal in this game. It's a long throw, a little flick on, and McAtee, he has to score. It's okay hitting the target, but any side of Keller in that Liverpool goal, and it's an early goal for Sheffield United, and even the second opportunity, the flick on from Trusty, and Brereton Diaz, for me, I'd like to see it again, but I just think he's just got to throw his body at it. You don't get chances like that as a striker at this football stadium in Anfield, but I think if he's a little bit more braver, I think that ball finds its way into the back of the net, and you will see, and you'll hear it from the crowd as well as Liverpool. There's a little bit of anxiety in this stadium tonight, but just need to settle themselves down.
Here is McAllister in the heart of the Liverpool midfield. He'll settle them down. Gomez is playing left back again, sends it out towards this near touchline. Running down that touchline at speed is the Colombian Diaz. He sends it to fellow South American Nunez, who's surrounded, hemmed in by 3 yellow jerseys. Gomez has taken over after initially broken down. It's crossed into the penalty area, whacked away by Gerbic, back in by Salah, and tipped over the top by Gerbic and out for a corner, the first of the game for Liverpool.
Well, it didn't take them long to get into gear, did it? I'm just looking at Gerbic in that Sheffield United goal. Didn't really look comfortable at all as that floated ball came into the box. I'm just waiting for him to pick it out of the sky. Panicked a little bit, flapped at it. You don't want it falling to Mo Salah. Good opportunity for him early on.
Liverpool 0, Sheffield United 0. Live on TalkSport, we played 5 minutes. Corner to come in from the near side. It's a good chance for Salah, and Gerbic, as I mentioned earlier, hasn't had the brightest start to his career as a Sheffield United player, and that sort of fend away, that flap towards the ball didn't inspire confidence as the short corner is taken to McAllister, then back to Szoboszlai, then into McAllister on the left angle of the penalty area, attacking the goal in front of the Anfield Road stand. Gomez floats it into the box, Nunez with a flick header just wide of the left hand upright, but again too many holes in the Sheffield United defence.
Yeah, it's too easy for Liverpool to just get their head up and whip that ball into the box this time. Joe Gomez from the left hand side working onto his right foot, but no pressure on him whatsoever. Even though Nunez is so willing, isn't he, to try and get in between centre halves. Just a little bit too high for him.
And Liverpool have had a tendency of first half complacency. They fell behind on Sunday to Brighton's Danny Welbeck, who scored very early in the game here. Luton scored first here not so long ago when we were here live on TalkSport. Southampton troubled them in the first half of a cup tie here. So Sheffield United, obviously having seen that, came out with the intent to replicate those teams' effort. Diaz has it on the near side. Gomez on halfway guides it back to his captain Van Dijk. We'll bring you coverage from Chelsea Manchester United in the second half tonight when this game is finished, when Liverpool will expect to be back on top of the table, but they'll have to beat Sheffield United to do that. Here is a midfield twirl from Jack Robinson, poking it out to Trusty over on the far side, and Austin Trusty, who struggled in a game against Arsenal, has just been chopped to the floor over on the far side by Mo Salah, and it's going to be a free kick. It might have been Szoboszlai who did that, and he's ended up on his backside and he's needing a little bit of treatment. It was Szoboszlai, and it was actually a hand in the face which did the damage.
I think it was a 2-in-1, Sam, wasn't it? I think he caught him on the shin there, Szoboszlai, as well, and also that flaying arm just caught him in the face there as well. Certainly been involved, hasn't he, Trusty, in this game so far, earlier stages, but quite confident Sheffield United.
8 minutes gone, 0-0. Ball into the box up towards McAtee, almost got on the end of a long ball forward, doesn't quite reach him, and Kelleher bowls it out towards the near touchline. Collected now by Gomez, who just pushes the ball into the path of Luis Diaz, who's being chased and followed by Jayden Bogle. Goes back to the captain Virgil van Dijk, who looks back to his serene best. He scored a brilliant header in the League Cup final, another great header against Luton recently. 19 of his 23 goals have been headers, and he was definitely a danger from set pieces, but his defending has been up to its old standards. He fires the ball into Gomez, who then tucks it into Nunez. The move breaks down and Brereton Diaz threatens to go on the attack, and there is that serenity from Virgil van Dijk, who just puts his foot on the accelerator, gets in front of Brereton Diaz and guides it back to Kelleher with very little trouble.
He's the general, isn't he? Wearing that captain's armband with pride, there's no doubt about that, but just never looks phased.
Conor Bradley high up on the right hand side for Liverpool, twisting and turning and getting a cross in. It's behind Nunez, it didn't reach Gravenberg, it was tucked away by Arblaster and out for a throwing over on the far side. Liverpool 0, Sheffield United 0, but Liverpool, after a slow start, have just started to warm up.
Yeah, they certainly have, Simon. You can see Sheffield United now settled back into a flat back five because the wing backs they're finding it very difficult to get out, and that's so hard to defend, certainly when you're a full-back in 1v1 situations.
Trusty goes across and pinches the ball from Salah, then gives it back to Szoboszlai. He then turns it towards Konate, who has to react because Harmer was latching onto what was a little bit of a loose ball, and goes back to Kelleher, and then it's cleared upfield by Virgil van Dijk. You're listening to TalkSport, 10 minutes played, Liverpool 0, Sheffield United 0. And Liverpool, who returned to the top of the table by beating Brighton at the weekend, saw their lead captured by Arsenal last night, but victory this evening will see them regain Premier League supremacy. Here is Luis Diaz, tight to the touchline on the near side. He travels infield under a little pressure from Bogle, has to go backwards rather than forwards, and ends up just on the halfway line with Konate, who slides it down the right channel looking for Bradley, who's low cross into the box, as well dealt with by the retreating Mason Holgate, who's back on Merseyside. He's on loan from Everton. And he read that, and it was a very good charge down that right side by Conor Bradley. He's a bit of a weapon coming forward. He's already, so far in his very young career at Liverpool, managed a grand total of 6 assists already, plus he got that goal against Chelsea not so long ago. Here is Salah, right edge of the area, into Szoboszlai. Bradley round the corner, back to Gravenberg, tries to draw it through the box and doesn't catch it right. His first start since being stretched off in the League Cup final. He's got it back again now, trying to dance his way through a tight knot. Diaz pulls the trigger edge of the area, comes back to Szoboszlai, and then Conor Bradley thrashes it through the box. Not enough poise on that this time. The cross ends up being driven right the way through the penalty area and out on this near side and away for a throw. But that was sustained Liverpool pressure.
Well, one brilliant cross. That should have been put in the back of the net. Just needed a willing runner to get him into that 6-yard area, and one that he just got too much pace on. I think he actually tried to do the same thing. Tried to whip it across that 6-yard box, but he just took a slight little bobble in front of him as he whipped that ball into the box there, Sam, and it's obviously gone out for a throw-in. But the intent from Bradley down that right-hand side, he wants to play basically as a right winger. He makes so much space for himself.
Gerbic under pressure from Salah, attempts to clear. They can't get the ball out of their own half at this moment in time, and Liverpool, who responded well enough actually to the concession of the early goal on Sunday, have actually responded to those two very quick chances that Sheffield United had in the first 2 minutes here in a similar fashion. Yet to get on the score sheet though. Goalless on TalkSport. Under slate grey skies on Merseyside, the sun just going down now as the ball is collected by Virgil van Dijk into Luis Diaz. He then swirls it through the centre circle to Ibrahima Konate. He takes a couple of touches, waits, plays it to Joe Gomez, and Gomez charges upfield. He draws a foul from Vinny de Souza, and it's going to be a free kick about 15 yards inside Sheffield United territory down the left-hand side. The referee tonight, Stuart Atwell, keeping an eye on proceedings. Our VAR watching from on high is Chris Kavanagh.
A bit of Blatant foul there from De Souza. I think he knew that Gomez has got the better of him. He was going to get to the ball quicker. If he had got away from him, there was that 2v1 situation down the outside, and that is the last thing that Sheffield United need. Well, this gives them the opportunity. A wide free kick, Szoboszlai still over the top of this one as well. We know they've got the quality, and people are willing to get on the end of these crosses, and we know they've got that quality.
13 gone. Here is Dominic Szoboszlai to take this free kick right-footed deep towards the far post, headed away by Jack Robinson, drops on the edge of the area. It's smacked in by Salah towards the far corner. He was right on the edge of the box, over on the far side, with his left foot trying to curl it back in, but he was on the hop a little bit and he was stretching for it, never managed to get the requisite whip to bring it back inside the post.
I never criticise forward players for taking shots on, and when you've got a record like Mo Salah, Sam, you don't argue with him too much. I just wonder, after the free kick, everybody had stayed up, whether he might have just been better just trying to whip that one into the back stick, because Van Dijk, I think, had stayed up. Konate was up there. They had big, strong, physical guys up there, but Salah's confidence at the moment just wants to keep scoring.
Yeah, missed a few chances, didn't he, at the weekend, but got the winner eventually, and he's on the ball again now as Liverpool move down the right, on the attack, looking for Núñez. He tries to get beyond the defender, pulls it back with a 6-yard box, and again Luis Diaz just on his heels. That was brilliant from Darwin Núñez, just to get beyond his defender and pull the ball back from the byline when the opportunity looked lost.
I mean, what a pass from Mo Salah, the vision in the run from Núñez, but how's he getting on the end of it?
Salah again, right side, motors up to the edge of the area, delivers a cross into the box. It's put behind by Holgate, and it's out for a corner to Liverpool in front of the Anfield Road stand, and the temperature being turned up by the home team.
I mean, that pass, if I go back to that pass, Atman Hodzic and Trusty, he's running behind him and won the ball. Núñez there just wanted it more when he looked second best all day long to win it.
And Liverpool setting up for the corner, about to respond to Szoboszlai's delivery. It's right-footed, it's an arcing one which Van Dijk is trying to get on the end of. It was being shepherded by Austin Trusty, and McAteer has escaped down this near side, and then almost taken the ball out of play, I think, and the assistant James Manwaring on the near side has just flagged, so that is going to be a throw-in to Liverpool. Sheffield United actually have had a problem with deliveries from wide areas recently. They've conceded 12 goals this season from corners, the most in the Premier League, and they've actually conceded the most goals in the league from crosses as well.
It's something that you wouldn't put alongside somebody like Chris Wilder, who he wears his heart on his sleeve, certainly for this club as well. It's his club, and he expects his players to do their jobs. If you're marking somebody, then he doesn't get the better of you, so that's a worrying stat for me.
16 minutes gone, TalkSport live in the Premier League, and it's Liverpool 0, Sheffield United 0 on TalkSport. Here is Konate flipping it forward, looking to get it down the right side for Mo Salah. It doesn't reach him, it goes far too far over his head and goes out for a goal kick. It goes back to the goalkeeper's Gerbic away to our left-hand side. We're just getting a second replay of that opportunity where Salah threaded the ball beautifully in behind the defence. It was poor defending, but such great endeavour from Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, and that's why they love him. You know, when he wasn't scoring his goals, Sam, they stuck behind him, and he was singing his name week in, week out. He's now started to return with goals.
He hasn't done badly, has he? 17 goals this season. Yeah. He'd take that, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And he's a wonderful player, isn't he?
Oh my God! They're giving the ball away. Gerbic on the edge of the area. Come on, good. Oh, what a mistake! What a dreadful error! What on earth are Sheffield United playing at? Just when you desperately needed to hold your nerve, to hold your poise, they've melted in the face of pressure from Darwin Núñez. A mistake by Gerbic, chased down by Darwin Núñez. The ball rebounded behind him, and it bobbled slowly, delicately into the back of the net. It's the 20th goal he's conceded in just 6 games for Sheffield United, and it is the worst.
Well, if it isn't hard enough to come to a stadium like Anfield and maybe even hang on for something in the game. For your goalkeeper to do that, you touched on it, Sam, he's not at the best of times since he became number one at Sheffield United, but you can't do that. You know that Núñez is not going to let up. He's not going to give anybody a free clearance, and he's just brave. He just closes the goalkeeper down. But play it to the side of him if you're a goalkeeper. Use your nous a little bit. Take nothing away from Núñez. Full credit. Worked his hardest to get himself into a position to close the goalkeeper down, and he's got his just rewards.
Well, he went to kick it upfield. Núñez was 4 yards in front of him. He jumped in the air with one leg outstretched. The clearance slammed into his body. It bubbled behind Grbić and went very slowly but unstoppably into the back of the net. 19 minutes gone. Liverpool have the lead in the most calamitous of circumstances, and after what was a really bright start where Sheffield United should have gone into the lead, their goalkeeper has melted in the heat of Anfield.
So, I mean, just having a look at a technical area now, Chris Wilder's blood must be boiling, because he said they've started the game very well. Could have had a couple of goals. They look organised. They're making it hard for Liverpool to break them down. But for your goalkeeper to do that, oh my goodness me, absolutely ridiculous.
I think if you look at the stats earlier in the season, Wes Foderingham had some issues with making errors that led to goals, and Grbić now has made a huge error that's led to one. And Liverpool in front. Here's Bradley into the area, threatening to strike, doing that, and then cutting across the ball and going out of play.
Well, Sam, I was worried for Sheffield United if they conceded an early goal. I know we've got nearly 20 minutes on the clock now, and the other thing I was looking at before kick-off was Jurgen Klopp, 696 league goals they've got. I just wonder whether they can tip the 700 tonight, because they want to try and get this game out of the way as quick as they can.
I think they'll be thinking about closing some of the goal difference to Arsenal if they can get into their rhythm here. They haven't had to create too many chances to get in front. They lead by a goal to nil. 20 minutes gone. Ball chested down on halfway by Van Dijk into Szoboszlai. They're comfortable now after a nervy start. Konate forward, out to Szoboszlai once again. He looks up and pings it out towards his near side. Ooh, poor ball, which is behind Luis Diaz, who has to turn, race back, win it, turning into Gomez, who's then funneled the ball back to his captain, who's just 2 steps left of the centre circle. We're midway down the left-hand side of the pitch with Luis Diaz for Liverpool. Back to Gomez. Gomez out to Gravenberg, and now Gravenberg looking to try and attack down this near side. The left, he moves infield. Lots of Sheffield United yellow bodies clogging up the middle area of the pitch, trying to stop Liverpool from creating. Conor Bradley has it right side now, onto Mo Salah, being tracked by Trusty. And there goes Konate into Szoboszlai, back to McAllister, who's been playing very well. Gomez, who's wandered into a central position. On to Van Dijk, now Luis Diaz once again. Gravenberg's come out wide, he's almost on the chalk of the touchline. Diaz into Núñez, body swerve into the box, tries to get past another defender, does, then tries to shoot down towards the goalkeeper's leg. Because he's used so much energy to sort of get his body position beyond 3 yellow shirts, when he tried to pull the trigger, actually he was trying to dig it out from underneath him and couldn't get the requisite power, and it meant the shot went straight and rather tamely at Ivo Grbić.
Hey boy, I mean he was never really settled on it with Núñez there, was he? He was brave, and he was just hoping for that little bit of good fortune at the last moment, right, that final touch, just getting it out of his feet, but he just couldn't quite get there, could he? But the movement before it, the little intricate passes around the 18-yard box, superb.
Just a little bit behind Szoboszlai again. They've won the ball back on halfway, Liverpool, after initially threatening to lose it. Szoboszlai back to Conor Bradley. Bradley infield to Konate, and then across now, just a couple of paces into McAllister. McAllister onto Virgil van Dijk. 22 minutes gone. You're listening to TalkSport, live and exclusive national radio commentary from Anfield on a big night of football. Once again, another one of the leaders in action tonight are Liverpool, going to reclaim top spot at this moment in time. They are. Here is Núñez into Salah, wants it back, comes to Diaz instead, edge of the area. He pushes away one challenge. It falls to Joe Gomez, whose effort takes a deflection and goes behind. In fact, the referee says it didn't take a deflection, it went straight off. But Joe Gomez, who is desperate to score his first ever goal, still hasn't managed to ripple the net, but he is getting, I keep saying it every week, he's getting closer and closer and closer. His 252nd senior appearance, he's still awaiting that first goal.
What he is doing now, Sam, is getting into better positions to give him a chance to score that first goal in his career. Albeit the shot at the end of it wasn't great, but he finds himself just on the edge of that 18-yard box. He added to his game, hasn't he? I think his quality as well from those wide areas has certainly improved this season.
Here is Szoboszlai, who pings the ball out towards the near side. Luis Diaz brings it down, comes infield rather than going wide. Salah joins him there. Diaz takes it on again. He's got Bradley to his right. He threatens to go for goal, then stops, pushes it into Gravenberg. He's surrounded by 4 yellow jerseys. The ball was actually out towards this near side where Darwin Núñez had quite a bit of space to operate in. It was very congested on the central edge of the box, and they needed to spread it a little bit wider.
I think you interviewed Sebastian Vettel this week, Sam, didn't you? We got back to a Formula 1 race when in the middle of it, if things weren't working out for you, they used to say in the speaker, plan A, plan B, plan C. I think Sheffield United are on plan D at the moment, aren't they? Already, because they were hoping that they weren't going to concede a goal. But you can see Hamer's now sat back a little bit more. They're just hanging on at the moment. There's 6 or 7 defenders just trying to keep the score down.
Well, the encouragement will be, I suppose, Mick, that Liverpool haven't kept enough clean sheets recently. There's not much to criticise them about, but that is certainly a facet of the game they have to improve on. I'm not necessarily sure it really bothers Jurgen Klopp. Their football's emotional. It thrives when provoked. They'll take opportunities. They'll keep going right to the very end. But I do believe that there is a need to sort of tighten up at the back. Maybe Sheffield United will take heart from that. It is Ramadan, and those players that are observing that religious festival are now breaking their fast. It is 7:55, and on Merseyside that is sunset. It's a good 13-14 minutes later than it is down in London at this moment in time. Yesterday it was 7:41, so a few of those players who are observing Ramadan are coming over to get some energy gels. A couple of the other players using it as an opportunity to take on some fluids and have a break in play. It gives me the opportunity to tell you what's coming up on TalkSport. England against Sweden in the Euro qualifiers tomorrow night. TalkSport 2. Sabina Wiegman's Lionesses in action. Looking forward to that game. Saturday, Crystal Palace against Manchester City. We're following the leading trio once again, and throughout the course of the afternoon, Adrian will take you round the grounds and give you all the updates of all the goals as they go in. And then on Sunday, we're going to be bringing you a host of action. We're live the Sunday session from Old Trafford, where we'll bring you updates from Manchester United. The games in the Women's FA Cup are live on TalkSport 2. We'll keep you updated with those. We've also got for you updates from Rangers against Celtic, a huge game in Scotland this weekend. The trophy match is also live as well. Looking forward to that. And on Sunday night, we've got an added bonus for you. Spurs against Nottingham Forest is coming to you live on TalkSport. Looking forward to that. So we're following all the big teams throughout the course of the week. Next Tuesday night, we've got live Champions League action. I'll be at the game at the Bernabeu, Real Madrid against Manchester City. We've got Arsenal Bayern Munich as well on the same night. And then on Thursday night, Liverpool against Atalanta from here, and the West Ham game against Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. Here's Gomez striding forward and bundling the ball as we get back underway here at Anfield. Szoboszlai is dispossessed. They've turned it over and found McAtee. He's motored down the right-hand side for Sheffield United. Kanate's come across in front of Brereton Diaz and then somehow conspired to give it back to him. Then he's nudged it out on this near side, but he might have committed a foul there and given away a free kick. That was a little bit clumsy from Kanate.
Yeah, it was. Initially winning the ball back there, but just couldn't really sort his feet or his balance out and play a simple pass. But we talked about Brereton Diaz before kick-off. This is what he does. He won't give you a moment on the ball, but the hard thing for him is he's got to try and mark 4 defenders. But he's done brilliantly there to win his side a free kick onto ground. And these are the opportunities where they started bright in the game, Sheffield United. They have to try and make these count if they're going to get themselves back on level terms.
28 minutes on the clock, the try by goal to nil. A goal was gifted to Liverpool by Ivo Grbic, the goalkeeper for Sheffield United. Here is the free kick taken on this near touchline. James McAtee places it down left, but it's a deep one. Kelleher's going to come and claim that rather easily, and the Irishman does, and then he bowls it out towards the right hand side, and Bradley is away. He races to the touchline, and then about 10 yards short of the halfway line he just stops, plays it square, gives it to Virgil van Dijk, and Liverpool keep their composure and move up through the gears towards the midpoint of the centre circle. Over to the right, Bradley again, further on into Darwin Nunez. Nunez is 5 yards in from the right touchline. The central midfielder McAllister takes over, and then it's on to Van Dijk, who's now 10 yards away from the edge of the Sheffield United penalty area. He plays it into left back Gomez, who's high up as well, and then they go centrally once again. Patient, methodical build up from Liverpool, who have their lead and don't need to force it. 29 gone.
Yeah, it is. It's very patient, isn't it? They never really panic. They're not really searching for that second goal. It will come. They will get their opportunities, but until they get themselves in that final third, that's when they spring to life. When you see the movement, everybody just wants to get on the end of it in that 18-yard box.
Here is Conor Bradley again, the Northern Irishman, who tucks the ball into the path of Ryan Gravenberg. Back to Szoboszlai, then on to Diaz, a couple of yards in from the right touchline. The ball is poked back down the right towards Bradley. Bradley thought he was fouled, the referee didn't, so it's an opportunity to give you the latest odds. Liverpool leading by goal to nil, and the latest odds are available at Ladbrokes, 18+, begambleaware.org. Right now you can get 40 to 1 on Liverpool to win the game, Sheffield United are 90 to 1, and 22 to 1 the draw. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. I mean, those odds, they seem outlandish, don't they? It's only 1-0, but I think we've all looked at the Sheffield United results over the course of the season. Here's Gomez, out towards the left, racing into the box, gives it to Diaz, goes on the outside of the defender, gets to the byline, tries to stand up across. He comes to Gravenberg, who heads it on towards Conor Bradley. Reacting first was Trusty, and he smashes the ball away.
Well, it's just panic stations at the back for Sheffield United at the moment. Whenever Liverpool break either down the left or the right hand side, you can see 7 defenders back in that 18-yard box, just hoping that the ball comes anywhere near their vicinity, but they just clear their lines, and what happens? A Liverpool player picks it up and they start another attack.
Luis Diaz into Joe Gomez, back to halfway. Liverpool players know that they want to give Jurgen Klopp the ultimate send-off. Virgil van Dijk admitting this week he gets emotional thinking about what could happen. He hopes that the long goodbye is the perfect ending with some sort of triumph. That would sweeten the path, he said. Here is Burleson Diaz, though, on the counter-attack for Sheffield United. Gustavo Harmer onto McAtee, squeezes between 2 Liverpool defenders in a tight gap. McAllister comes across, reads the play, snatches the ball, turns it infield, and Liverpool look to try and come forward. It's not accurate, the pass from Nunez, but Gravenberg has retrieved it. He's charged up to the halfway line, and then Gomez has taken over. He's pinged the ball right-footed into the path of Salah, who's taken it on brilliantly. And then actually, to be fair to Trusty, he did very well in positioning his body and getting in front of Salah and recovering what looked like a difficult situation.
Yeah, really good defending from Austin Trusty there. He knew that Salah was favourite. When he got that first touch, he always tried to take it away from his marker, but showed a good turn of pace there, Trusty. But brings it back to his goalkeeper, Grbic. What does he do, Sam? Same as his defenders have been doing. First time, clears it out into touch. It's back in Liverpool's favour.
Liverpool came from behind for the 7th time this season against Brighton at the weekend, but they are leading from the front tonight. Luis Diaz onto Gomez, right-footed ball in towards the far post. It's over the head of everybody from Joe Gomez, and swirls through the box and out in front of the Anfield Road stand for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. It's a habit, actually, that they need to get out of, really, conceding the first goal, although they have won 26 points from losing positions this season, which is more than 5 Premier League teams have won in total. It's actually 11 more points than Sheffield United have got, full stop.
It's like it springs them into life, isn't it? It's, yeah, this surge seems to come after they go a goal down, and it's chance after chance, and you're just waiting for them to get themselves back on level terms. And when they do that, the momentum that they've got and come up from behind is absolutely brilliant, certainly this season.
I think it's quite interesting that today they sort of got stung into action by two good chances for Sheffield United. Yeah. We saw the first one saved by Kelleher when McAtee really should have probably scored, and Brereton Diaz maybe needed to be just a little bit more decisive when the ball came in from the next delivery into the area. Ball upfield towards Mo Salah, who combines well with Bradley, far side. Then Gravenberg allows it to run across his body, but good defending by Sheffield United, because after beating Vinny de Souza, then Jack Robinson came and pinched it off the toes of the Dutchman, and it's cleared away upfield through the middle of the pitch, near 1-0 to Liverpool.
And this is why you go out and you spend millions of pounds on forward players, Sam, because when you're playing for a side like Liverpool, you know that teams are pretty much all the time going to sit back. Certainly at Anfield, you've got to come up with a little bit of quality, a little bit of magic. Came from Núñez so far in this game, but that was just his work ethic. But now they're going to have to find ways of breaking this back line of United down.
Good turn by Luis Diaz, pokes it towards the edge of the box. It comes towards McAllister, right footed, tries to curl it into the corner. It's narrowly wide. Great effort, really good effort from McAllister, who hit it right-footed from the edge of the box, a couple of steps to the right of that, and then he swirled the ball in, but it just didn't have enough curl on it to come back inside the post.
I mean, it's a super strike, isn't it? We know he's got the quality from there as well, McAllister. He's had a brilliant couple of months, hasn't he? And again, set up one on Sunday with a super pass for Salah late on in the game. This time he wants to try and get himself on the score sheet.
Sheffield United on the attack again. Brereton Diaz thwarted this time by McAllister, once more doing his defensive duties. If he's playing like this, then they'll start talking about him for the awards, you know, because he has been very important for them the longer the season's gone on, Alexis McAllister, and I think other players appreciate what he does and what he brings to the team.
Sam, he goes about his business, you never really hear from him.
Lovely ball into Szoboszlai, played in by Conor Bradley. Szoboszlai takes it wide of the penalty area, gets to the byline, produces a cross, he stands it up for Luis Diaz, who was threatening to do an acrobatic kick. Well, then Vinny de Souza sort of juggled with the ball inside the box, and he had a bit too much time, and Luis Diaz turned around, looked and said, "Are you still playing with it? I'll make a challenge for it now." And de Souza decided to smack it clear.
Yeah, a couple of bicycle kicks nearly. Well, I think de Souza will be wanting to try and do a bicycle kick in the opposite 18-yard box rather than his own, but you could see Diaz was setting up for it. No, he's got the quality to do it.
Gravenberg on the near touchline. Chris Wilder trying to call his troops across to try and make sure that they tighten up. The run by Bradley actually was an intelligent one through the middle of the park, which wasn't spotted. The runners that do come from those different areas for Liverpool do cause problems. Bradley's ability to sort of get high up and play in that inside right position is fascinating, isn't it? They don't do the same thing as Tottenham. They don't play two fullbacks infield high up. They play Bradley in as a sort of inside right forward more often than not when they've got the ball, and Joe Gomez comes in from the left-hand side and plays as an extra midfield player to give them extra ballast.
It's one of the big differences, Sam, from if I go back to when I used to play, was when he played as a fullback. I'll just stop for a second.
Gomez tries to release Núñez. His ball wasn't great, and it's kicked away on this near touchline by Jayden Bogle. Yeah, it was different, wasn't it? Because you were asked to do a completely different sort of attacking when you were going forward.
Well, we used to call it you're playing on a string, where your two centre-halves wouldn't come outside of the 18-yard box. If one of your full-backs broke forward, the other one got pulled by that piece of string and tucked in alongside your other two centre-halves. Well, in this game already, Joe Gomez has crossed the ball twice, and Conor Bradley is the one who's headed it to the other side. It's full-back to full-back.
Here is Núñez trying to get into the box, plays it at a rather dangerous height. He almost sort of hit the hand there of Arne Hodzic. The referee waved away any protests, and then we go back to the halfway line and Liverpool ball again.
And I also think, Sam, that goes back to Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson as well. How many times has Trent crossed the ball for Robertson to put the ball in the back of the net, and vice versa as well? So it's something that works for Liverpool, and that they're fantastic at it. There's no better side at doing it.
8 minutes to go. Here is Canate into McAllister back to Canate once again. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil. Out wide on the right hand side, and then it's collected by Canate. And Harvey Elliott, who's running down the touchline, gets a little bit of a cheer from the Liverpool fans. A little happy birthday cheer. He is 21 today. Here comes Szoboszlai into the area from Mo Salah's delicate pass. A low ball into the near post, away by Arnold Ahmedhodzic. It goes back to the right hand side. It's not a great delivery into the path of Salah from Szoboszlai. And then Liverpool trying to push it forward. They haven't been perfect tonight, Liverpool, but they are in front by a goal to nil. What they have been is in control, 83% of possession.
Sammy, just looking in front of us now, you see Brereton Diaz, he's ready to get on his bike when Sheffield United win the ball back, but he's still got a lot of work to do. Even if he does, he's got three players around him to try and work wonders to get themselves back on level terms, and this is the problem. And I go back to plan A, B, C and D, because every Sheffield United player now is just behind the ball hoping to keep the score down.
He's got to find the bike first of all. Here is Salah. Back to Canate. Canate turns it out wide right. Liverpool on the attack here once again. Gravenberg, Salah, 17 yards back from the edge of the area. Into Gravenberg, a bit more room now. Can they find the pass? He maybe took too many touches. McAllister shows him how it's done with the first time pushing ball into Salah. Back to Gomez again, not quite right. Gravenberg's got it, heavy touch. Allows Sheffield United to get a challenge in. McAtee gets it back to the right side of Bogle, and then the clearance is immediately swept up by Canate, and Liverpool in charge again. 1-0 they lead.
Well, I did touch on that possession, Sam, didn't I? I think it's Man City who've got over 1,000 passes in a game. I mean, I don't know how many Liverpool have got at the moment. I'm just having a quick look at it. What is it? They're on nearly 300 in 38 minutes.
There's every chance. Here is Szoboszlai moving the ball into the middle of the pitch. He's got to his left-hand side Joe Gomez, and then further out Gravenberg, back into Gomez again. Gomez into the centre, and then back into midfield for Canate. They've toiled all season, Sheffield United. From the moment Paul Heckingbottom lost two of his better players in Sanderberg and Njai, they never really recovered from that, but they have picked up 4 points from their last 3 away games in the Premier League, which is twice as many as they garnered in their first 11 on the road. And they're trying to stay resolute here. They don't want to concede another before the break. Here is Gravenberg down the left-hand side, trying to get into the box. I mean, Bogle threw himself to the floor to win the foul, and he did. Liverpool lead by a goal to nil on TalkSport against Sheffield United with Now, and don't forget with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action contract free with a Now membership. Search Now Sports.
Yeah, that foul there from Bogle. I think Gravenberg, he wrapped his left leg around Bogle. I think it was a foul. It was the right decision. But again, he's 5 yards out from goal. And it's a 1v1 situation, a simple pass to play it into Gravenberg's feet. And if it's right, they're in trouble yet again.
Good work from Badley into Salah. His pass out to the right didn't quite come off. They were only 11-12 yards inside opposition territory. They've won it back high up though, and then Sheffield United have sort of defended it, then tried to give it back again. And Gomez is pitched it in front of Brereton Diaz. Now Nunez in the left wing position, needs a bit of help. Szoboszlai makes a dart down into the left channel. It's not a great ball back to Gomez, but they've come away with it again. Still Nunez keeps going, gets to the edge of the D, then tries to feed it out towards the right. Bradley is there, puts it through the legs of Trusty. It didn't get a touch from Trusty. It goes behind and away for a goal kick to Sheffield United.
Sorry, Sam. Had a good opportunity there, Conor Bradley, didn't he, from that work from Nunez. They love that little reverse pass in between centre half and wing back this evening. Bradley, I think it's just wrong decision. Should have tried to play that one across first time. But such a willing runner. The next manager, I touched on it before, he's going to have a dilemma, isn't he, when they have a fully fit squad of Liverpool next season. Who plays right back? Trent, or is it Bradley? They've got so many younger players who are just itching to play every single week. Well, it's something that a manager will turn around and say, well, I absolutely love it. I've got competition for places all over.
I wonder actually if you are Jurgen Klopp, You're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, at least that's not my problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the goalkeeper.
Here is Diaz. Oh, lovely little trickery to go first past D'Souza and then past another defender. He feeds Gravenberch, whose effort from distance doesn't trouble Gerbic at all. Goes straight at him. But the twist and turn past first Bogle and then Vinny D'Souza was excellent from Luis Diaz. He is like a human firework, isn't he? Sparks going off in all directions. But I think he was a little bit disappointed with Gravenberch's finish.
Yeah, I mean, his footwork's absolutely fantastic. The vision to know players who are around him. He knows he's just got to skip by them. Great feet. Gravenberch never just quite got that sting behind his.
Oh, lovely pass from Diaz after a brilliant turn. He plays it down the left for Nunez into the area, right-footed, blocked by Mason Holgate. Loose on the edge of the box. Harmer gives it away. McAllister pinches it. Gravenberch's got it now. It's out towards the right and Conor Bradley. Bradley takes over, touches it back into the centre of midfield for Gravenberch, and then McAllister, now Gomez. They move down the left with a little bit of speed here. On to Nunez, who's peeled out wide. It's Diaz who's being asked to be a bit more central. On to Salah, he's got three around him. Then Szoboszlai, then Diaz, then Joe Gomez on the near side. Comes in on his right foot, wants to set up a shot, gives it instead to Szoboszlai, who takes 2-3 touches, then hits it, and it's pushed over the top by Gerbic.
Well, the shot came a little bit later than expected over on that right-hand side. And Gravenberch, I think he wanted to try and play it first time, but his first touch wasn't great. He had to work the ball out of his feet onto that right foot. Szoboszlai, I beg your pardon, but what a super strike. Simple save for the goalkeeper, I have to say. But again, it's too easy for Liverpool to find that half a yard of space.
I mean, this is very, very one-sided. 84% possession for Liverpool. McAllister into the box, flicked into the air, away by Vinny D'Souza. Burton Diaz will try and get it further clear, but it's back down and into the box by McAllister. And then Diaz on the edge of it right side. It looked like he was fouled, actually. The referee's allowing play on. It's easy to foul the other way. It's giving Sheffield United a free kick. Liverpool fans aren't happy about that. And with 90 seconds to go, it remains Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 0. And I suppose in the context of the match, actually, Sheffield United, bearing in mind the only goal that they've given away so far was a calamitous, massive mistake, they'll be pretty pleased, will they, Chris Wilder, with the way that his team is sort of stuck in the game?
I think so, Sam. Yeah, he won't care how much possession Liverpool have had if he can nullify the opportunities towards their goal. But I've been quite critical of sides that being promoted from the Championship and they come up into the Premier League and think they can play out from the back. Well, on this occasion, Gerbic has actually tried to clear his lines, which is the right thing to do, but he has to know that Darwin Nunez is 2 or 3 yards away from him. Just play at either side of him, clear your lines, take that little bit of a breather, because that silly mistake has put them on the back foot so much in the first half.
Has made the defining intervention in the game. Here's Bradley trying to stop it from going out for a corner, away to our right and deep inside Liverpool territory. It's hooked down a playing away for a throw, and Jack Robinson comes across and he's going to load up that torpedo again and see if he can try and find a yellow jersey inside the Liverpool penalty area in front of the Kop, away to our right. It's tossed high but not really any distance on it. It was easily headed away by McAllister on the edge of the box. And here is Bogle drifting into the area looking for Ahmedhodzic, whose volley is over the top of the bar. He'd stayed in from the corner kick. He was tripped over the top by Bogle. He'd timed his run well, beaten the offside trap. It dropped nicely for him and he went to strike it and it was narrowly over the top.
Well, I have to say, it's a very good opportunity. Question mark whether he was offside or not, Sam, but Ahmedhodzic didn't really know that as that ball come in from Bogle. Lovely little floater pass. Connects well with it. Got to keep it down.
Here on the far side is Conor Bradley. Up high on the right as Liverpool look at it in those red shirts with Salah into the box looking for Nunez. It's a little bit too high for him. Goes floating into the arms of Ivo Gerbic, who takes a couple of steps outside his 6-yard box to pick it up, and it will be cleared away. You're listening to Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 0 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs. Wrestling going on. And McAtee is going to be penalised. In fact, he's not. Play on, says the referee, because Liverpool have got the ball. They've escaped up to the halfway line. Sheffield United, who faced Liverpool in Chris Wilder's first game back as Blades boss. They lost 2-0 that night and losing 1-0 here. Here is Szoboszlai into McAllister, back to Gomez. Gomez out wide, on to Darwin Núñez. Núñez into the area. Gomez tries to funnel it forward. Oh, it's a poor clearance. Comes back to McAllister. Goes into the area once again, and Trusty heads it out. Down by Gravenberg. Put on to Szoboszlai from Bradley. McAllister joining now. He takes a couple of touches, moves towards the edge of the box, was strong with his challenge, and still Liverpool relentless with the ball. They swirl it around that penalty area so well. They keep that pressure clamped on to Sheffield United. And the Blades, who have looked blunt, missing 2 good chances in the first 2 minutes of the game and then offering very little going forward apart from that, are on the back foot again. And here's Luis Diaz from distance, shooting across the goalkeeper's body towards the far corner as he slalomed to the edge of the box with the ball, and it's wide of the goalkeeper's right hand upright.
Well, he looks lively, Luis Diaz. Whenever the ball comes in his vicinity, he's always looking to try and get on that half turn. He's got that great body movement on this occasion. Nobody really around him. Should do better with his shot. Just looking at the XG, Sam, that's a bit surprising, isn't it? Liverpool 0.67, Sheffield United 0.50, and you talk about the possession that the home side have had.
Yeah, isn't that because of the fact that they had 2 absolute clear-cut chances in the first 2 minutes, which they really should have done better with?
Well, you can argue they've had the better chances.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool have had 13 shots, 5 on target, but a little bit wasteful like they were on Sunday.
Let's go to Ian Abrahams at Stamford Bridge. Or hold on a second, because we've got an opportunity here. A shot coming in from Bogle on the edge of the area, stopped by Kelleher, and it's cleared away. And very quickly Liverpool go on the attack, and Szoboszlai powers away from D'Souza. He dives in and manages to get it back and clear out this near side. So Ian Abrahamson, tell us about that goal at Stamford Bridge.
Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. Inside 4 minutes, Conor Gallagher's got the goal. Ball played from the right hand side. Gallagher, couple of yards inside the penalty area, sweeping it home first time right footed. Chelsea 1, Manchester 0. Game live on TalkSport 2.
Yeah, good finish from Conor Gallagher. Caught out Andre Onana down at his left hand upright, and Chelsea lead by 1-0 against Manchester United. Here is Luis Diaz, who's fouled right on the edge of the box. Referee's allowed play on. They want the free kick, really. Liverpool shouldn't really have played the advantage there. There wasn't an advantage. The referee has actually blown the whistle for half-time instead. He could have given a foul right on the edge of the box, decided against it. In the end, it's the end of the first 45 minutes. And 45 minutes has been totally and utterly dominated by Liverpool. Although Sheffield United had 2 clear-cut chances inside the first few moments where they should have scored. They didn't. Liverpool did, thanks in no small part to Ivo Grbić, the goalkeeper of Sheffield United, who kicked the ball straight at Darwin Núñez when he was under very little pressure, and that rebounded, ricocheted into the back of the net. Now, Liverpool were expected to win and win well. So far, they haven't been disappointing, but they have been dominant. They just only lead the bottom side by 1-0.
I don't know whether or not you paid much attention to the PA during the course of the half-time break, but it was similar before the game as well.
We've had the full repertoire of the Eras tour from Taylor Swift in the build-up to the game and at half-time. We've had almost every song. I was dancing down the gangways to Cruel Summer a little bit earlier on. The reason behind that is because Tay-Tay is playing here in June 13th, 14th and 15th at the start of the European Championships. He's got 3 sell-out dates here, and if you go onto one of those resale sites at this moment in time, you can still get a ticket, Nick. It's okay. It will just set you back at least £619.
Oh, God, she needs it, doesn't she? Has she just become a billionaire?
I don't think just is probably the right word, but yes, she is a billionaire. You're absolutely right. And she is playing at Anfield in June,
by which time Liverpool will hope to be title winners. They start the second half leading here by 1-0, and that goal coming from Darwin Núñez officially, but heavily contributed to by Ivo Grbić.
And the percentage of possession in that first half was ridiculous, 82%. And Liverpool on the attack again. Here's Gomez, edge of the area. His shot this time almost went at a complete right angle to his body, and it goes well wide of the goal away to our right. And they're desperate for him to get on the score sheet, it feels like, here at the stadium. But that one is not going to trouble anyone. The two teams then look like this. No changes at half-time. With Liverpool got Kelleher in goal, Bradley, Canate, Van Dijk and Gomez the back four. McAllister is the holding midfield pair with Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, and then it's Salah, Nunez and Diaz up top. For Sheffield United, Gerbic is the goalkeeper, Holgate, Amahodzic and Robinson are the back three. Bobu, D'Souza, Arblaster, McAtee and Trusty, and then Harmer and Brereton Diaz through the centre. 47 minutes on the clock. Liverpool in red, attacking the Kop end in the second half, and it's all yellow for Sheffield United with red numbers and black trim, attacking the goal away to our left. A bit of noise from the Liverpool support at the start of the second half here as Gravenberch takes it forward over the halfway line. Back to his captain Van Dijk, who pops the ball and gets the return back from McAllister into Gomez, who's just about 10 yards further on. There's an off-the-ball collision involving Gravenberch and Holgate over on the far side. The free kick eventually given against Sheffield United, and Gravenberch, who's gone down, says he got tapped on the back of the Achilles.
A little coming together there on the far side, Sam, and Gravenberch has come off worse. Maybe a little stamp on his ankle. Yeah, he just tries to spin him behind, and there's a bit of contact on his hand. Never nice that. Just as you've been sat down, keeping himself warm for 15 minutes. Come out the second half and someone stamps on your ankle. Horrible.
Chelsea leading by 2-0 over on TalkSport 2. The second goal, a penalty for Cole Palmer. I saw the challenge from Anthony. It wasn't the wisest challenge, but there wasn't a load of contact. I'd like to have seen that again. I know VAR would have looked at it. Here is the free kick over on the far side. Bradley standing over it, so is McAllister. The ball delivered right-footed from the boots of Conor Bradley into the box. It's actually Szoboszlai who's taken it and delivered the ball towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's grabbed by the goalkeeper Gerbic, and he'll clear it away.
When we came out in the second half, we can hear the Liverpool supporters getting behind their players. I think they want to see more in that final third, Sam. I've got to be completely honest with you and not be so wasteful. I want to try and see this game out. And the quicker you can get that second goal, you can start to settle down a little bit, save a little bit of energy for the games coming through the end of the season. But the more it goes on, the more nerves will start to build within the players, and Sheffield United will think they've got a chance. They'll be waiting for maybe just one opportunity in the second half, and I'm sure that's what Chris Wilder said to his players at half-time in the dressing room. Apart from the crazy goal they conceded, they defended really well.
Here is Gomez charging forward down the left channel on the attack for Liverpool, motoring towards the Kop. It's Diaz who takes over now in the area. He's blocked by Holgate, comes back to Salah, who's gone centrally, scooped the ball up and then volleyed it goalwards. It's saved by Gerbic. I don't want to blow your hopes of optimism for Sheffield United out of the water, but Liverpool are unbeaten in 141 Premier League games in which they have had the lead at half-time. The last team to beat them here when down at the break were Arsenal 15 years ago.
Oh my goodness. I'm just looking at how many goals Sheffield United have scored away from home. Only 12, Sam. So I think they might be safe, but they still would need to get that second goal just for a bit of comfort.
I think they would certainly like that cushion. Here is Diaz on the far side, dripping across towards the near touchline where Bradley was waiting for it, but across came Trusty and headed it clear. Poor clearance by Canate for the first time tonight, a bit scratchy, and then McAllister gets it back to his goalkeeper and helps out his team. Sheffield United have only ever avoided defeat at Anfield twice in their history, and they're on the wrong end of the scoreline at the moment as Nunez is played in down the right-hand side. Amahodzic comes across and blocks the attempted effort. It goes behind and away for a corner kick down in front of us away to our right-hand side.
You always feel Liverpool attacking the Kop in the second half. It's like they've got another gear. I talked about it before. It's like a magnet, that ball. It gets dragged towards that goal, and they've started brightly in the second half, albeit Salah's chance probably been the best of the second half so far. You cannot give him half a yard, can you? He just finds his way.
6 minutes gone second half. Here is the corner. It's 1-0 to Liverpool. It's delivered towards the back edge of the 6-yard box. And it's nearly there for Van Dijk. It's won by McAllister. And then it's half cleared over on the far side by Bogle, and then Joe Gomez sets them off, and then he gives the ball away rather cheaply, and then Harmer has sent Ben Brereton Diaz away down the right-hand side. He was onside because he started his run inside his own half, but he runs up against McAllister again, who's been terrific, it must be said. He sets them on the attack, and Nunez drags them up the field. He now needs to feed the ball forward. He attempts to play in behind Trusty, but Trusty is sort of falling over the ball to try and clear it, and he just about spoons it out to this near side, and McAtee, late challenge by Nunez, midway inside the Sheffield United half, and it is going to be a free kick to Sheffield United away to our right-hand side. Yes, I mentioned that they'd only ever avoided defeat at Anfield twice in their entire league history, Sheffield United. March 1975, when they picked up a 0-0 draw, and April 1994, when Jostein Flo, brother of Toure Andre, scored twice to give Dave Bassett's side a 2-1 win here after Ian Rush had given them the lead. It was just before the Channel Tunnel opened. The same month as Four Weddings and a Funeral was released. I bet you like that one. I bet you see yourself as a bit of a Hugh Grant character, don't you?
No comment.
Lovers All Around by Wet, Wet, Wet. Just
big fan of theirs.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Wet, Wet, Wet.
I think it's still number one now. It was number one for so long. Maybe not, but it was a long time. It's the longest ever running number one by a British act, I think.
Well, I think they'd probably be able to build another Channel Tunnel before Sheffield United get another Willies fan.
We've got a free kick here. As the ball was thrown in from this near side, Ibrahima Konate was penalised. He has been a little bit scrappy tonight. He has been adjudged to a foul Ben Brereton Diaz. It was a bit of a bump, really. It was more of a coming together, but he just sort of had angular elbows, which did a bit of damage.
There was a bit of... Brereton Diaz was favourite to bring the ball down, wasn't he? You're right. He's been a bit sloppy at times, Konate, and he can be. But this is a chance for Sheffield United. Hamer stood over it. Looks like he's looking towards, whipping it towards goal, but you can see 5-6 Sheffield United players in the box, and these are so important for them because this could be their best opportunity.
4 goals and 5 assists for Gustavo Harmer this season. He's placed the ball down about 2 yards outside the penalty area, wide on the left-hand side. There's a 2-man wall. They'll try and catch Callagher at his near post, I think, here. He steps up, right-footed, goes towards that near post, and it's straight into the arms of Callagher, who read that situation too, and it's well saved.
Yeah, I think it was like the Beano, wasn't it? He read that one before he actually took the free kick. Kelleher, you're not going to catch a quality goalkeeper out like that.
Here is McAtee into Arblaster, back to McAtee again. He floats the ball out towards the left-hand side. It's headed away by Bradley. Szoboszlai, Bradley, he's got Salah inside it. He cuts in, tries to feed the Egyptian, but just took a little bit too much time to do that, and that allowed Vinny de Souza to come across and win the ball back for Sheffield United. And then Holgate pivots on the ball, robbed by Diaz, into the box. The Colombian goes, tries to turn once again to get further away, but then turns into a tackle from de Souza and clears it away. Ball sent down the middle of the pitch. Brereton Diaz goes on the chase, but Kelleher is calm, comes out, mops up, clears away.
Brilliant from Kelleher. I have to say, from the initial attack as well, it was fantastic defending from Holgate. But what are you doing? Get your head up. You've defended well. Pass the ball to somebody who can play in those midfield areas. Wants to play out from the back. Silly mistake. Do not give Liverpool the opportunity to get anywhere near your 18-yard box by making silly mistakes.
Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 0. Live on TalkSport tonight. Here is Szoboszlai. Plays it out towards the left-hand side. Gomez down the left channel. Szoboszlai once again. Back towards the right. Crossed into the box by Gravenberg. Headed away. McAllister sends it back. 81% possession for Liverpool, who continue to now put pressure on the goal away to our right. It's into the air from Szoboszlai, headed up and away by Holgate. Edge of the box, scrambling to get it clear, Sheffield United. Up towards the halfway line, Brereton Diaz and Konate wrestling for the ball. Konate just about holds him off, and McAllister then takes it long and out of harm's way.
Yeah, just taking the pressure off the back line there. Now, I'm a big fan of Brereton Diaz, Sam, I have to say, but it's so hard for him tonight. Everything's got to be perfect because he's not going to see much of the ball. He'll run into the ground. He always does. But he's just got to work so much magic because he's up there on his own. He's got 3 or 4 players to beat when he actually gets into that situation around the halfway line.
Szoboszlai, McAllister, middle of the Sheffield United half. Ball goes out towards that left-hand side and it's collected by Szoboszlai once again. Another methodical slow build-up from Liverpool, who come down that left touchline. Szoboszlai finds Gravenberg, pokes it back out, and Sheffield United again just keep them at arm's length from the edge of the box. They're strung along the edge of that box, yellow shirts everywhere, a congested blob in front of their own penalty area because they know that's where the danger's coming from. Liverpool got to get it wider, I think. Here is Gomez out to Salah. He's come sort of centrally to try and get involved in the play. They need to just spread the play. Bradley's waiting for a ball out towards the far side. It's not a great ball to him from Diaz though, and it's come out by Trusty. Bradley recovers to block the attempted clearance. It goes out for a throw in Sheffield United in the left full-back position. It remains 1-0 to Liverpool.
Well, Sam, you make a really good point. I do actually think Liverpool have got to get that ball into those wide areas, and they've got to do it a lot quicker. There's a difference in the way that they play now when they had Firmino playing through the middle, because he was so clever at holding the ball up and he could see runners either side of him, and he was that clever he could find them every single time. I don't think they've quite got that player anymore, have they? And Núñez he's got his own attributes, but doesn't hold the ball up as well as Firmino did.
And Gravenberg has lost the ball. McAllister has won it back for him. Brilliant. McAllister, Núñez down the left channel now, attacking the goal away to our right. Needed to lead that into the path of Diaz and took too long. Had it pinched from his toes by McAtee, who takes it to the far side, and Sheffield United escape with possession. But again, last moments of the attack, Liverpool just taking too long in possession, dawdling a little bit. Good ball out by Harmer to McAtee over on the right hand side. He's got Brereton Diaz in the centre to Amac. He takes on the defender Gomez, beats him, delivers across into the box. He's got Harmer at the far post. It comes off Conor Bradley and into the net with the legs of Kelleher, and Sheffield United have equalised. It's their first real meaningful attack of the second half on the counter, and Liverpool once again concede at home. Sheffield United become the latest visitors to breach the Liverpool defence. Gustavo Harmer heading it back down towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It went and hit Conor Bradley and diverted through the legs of a hapless Kelleher, and it's 1-1.
Wow. Go back to the beginning of that move from Sheffield United. They started in their own half. What a pass over to the right hand side
By Harmer.
Yeah, and McAtee looks like he just slowed it down too much, but it's clever. The little chop back onto his left foot. The cross has got to be perfect. And I talked about Brereton Diaz should have been braver in the first half. Well, Harmer, who started that move, has continued his run, and he's got his good fortune with that slight deflection off Bradley. Didn't see this coming. They're on level terms. Incredible.
Well, it is totally an own goal, by the way. There is no doubt about that, because it completely changed the direction of the football. And that own goal goes down as a Conor Bradley own goal, and immediately Liverpool, I think they're already planning these changes, make 2 changes. Robertson and Elliott come on. Mo Salah is coming off, which is an interesting change. And on his 21st birthday, on comes Elliott. The other change is going to be Ryan Gravenberg, who's going to come off, and Robertson, who's going to come on. So there'll be a rejig at the back for Liverpool. But I think that is about getting width, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got to do that, Sam. We can see it from here. They look better, Liverpool, when they get it into those wide areas, and the quality's got to improve in this second half.
Let's go to Stamford Bridge. A goal for Ian Abrahams.
Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. This owes everything actually to Anthony. Kept the ball in play, he had no right to. Passed it inside. Chelsea were all at sea, and Alejandro Garnacho fired it past the goalkeeper to reduce the arrears. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1.
Thank you. That commentary continues over on Talk Sport. 3 goals in that game, 2 here. And all of a sudden, we've got a bit of a problem for Liverpool, because this was serene, this was easy, this was one-sided, this was absolutely one-way traffic for the whole of the 60 minutes up until the point that ball deflects off Bradley and goes in. And that's the danger that Liverpool face by not getting that second goal, Mick.
Well, put that Channel Tunnel on hold, Sam, because they're in the game now, aren't they? And they've really had to work hard for it. Defended well, waited for that opportunity, and when it came, I love the bravery. Harmer, absolutely fantastic. What a ball as well from McAtee.
Yes, 1994, the last time they didn't lose here. Sheffield United. They're going to make a substitution. Ben Osborne is coming on for Gustavo Harmer, who is down. That's the player who is coming off. And slowly that substitution is going to take place before this corner. Looks like Ollie McBurney is going to come on as well in the not too distant future. But that first change is Harmer for Ben Osborne. And McBurney coming on, and Willasula as well. So we've got 3 changes about to take place for Sheffield United. Asula and McBurney, a lot of fight. So maybe they'll come in to try and help defend this set piece. James McAtee is coming off. Maybe Chris Wilder is sensing that Liverpool aren't at their best tonight, so maybe putting on a couple of exciting forward players might just ruffle their feathers. And the final change sees Brent Burton Diaz come off to be replaced by McBurney. So Osborne, McBurney and Asula on, McAtee, Harmer and Burton Diaz off. And Ivo Gerbic now is wandering out to talk to the referee. Liverpool fans booing because Brent Burton Diaz has gone basically from the far corner flag right towards his near touchline and come off.
Yeah, and I think referees, they try and get you off the pitch as quick as they can, Sam, just to keep the flow of the game going, but Sheffield United won't worry about that. My goodness, level terms, put a bit of energy on the pitch as well. They can sense blood.
Here is the corner over on the far side, and it will be taken by Andrew Robertson, who's just come on, left-footed, arcing it in towards Harvey Elliott. He almost got something on that. They scoop it away, Sheffield United. Not a great delivery by McAllister, but it's picked up by Robertson once again. Elliott's got it once more, moves to the edge of the box, plays it to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai looks up, tries to funnel it down the left channel. It's now at the feet of Andrew Robertson once more, who cuts in, plays it back. Szoboszlai hesitates. Everyone in Sheffield United yellow behind the ball, trying to plug the gaps on the edge of the area. 1-1 the score at Anfield. It's down the left into the path of Elliott. Low ball into the area, cleared away, comes back to Gomez, then Szoboszlai with a back heel, and he almost gives the ball to Ben Osborne, who does eventually escape, and then Trusty fires it forward, and then they're just a little bit too eager to give themselves a chance to get up the field, and they've given the ball away. Chelsea have given away a 2-goal lead in Abrahams.
2, Manchester United 2, Anthony again involved, all out to the left-hand side, the cross came in, Badiashile had 2 to cope with at the far post, couldn't, and Bruno Fernandes headed home. Chelsea 2, United 2.
Those 2 teams are just so bad, aren't they? They are so bad.
They were 2-0 up. I was going to say to you, it could finish 4-2.
Yeah, it probably will. Or 4-4. Here's Szoboszlai towards the penalty spot. Header it in! Oh, no, it's saved by Gerbic. Van Dijk with the powering header from the penalty spot, and Gerbic got enough. It looked like it was going to spoon up off his hands and into the net there, Mick.
Made up for his mistake in the first half. Wonderful save.
Ball in again towards Konate. His header is straight back out to Szoboszlai. He floats it towards the back post. It drops inside the 6-yard area. It's poked behind. It's going to be a goal kick according to Stuart Atwell. Van Dijk suggesting that he didn't get the final touch, and it's away for a goal kick away to our right hand side. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 1. 25 minutes to go. Chris Wilder's on the pitch having a word with Ben Osborne. They're just starting to reconfigure here. What about this? What a story we could have. The thing is, as you know with Liverpool, they probably will score again. They not only have they scored in 57 of the last 58 games now, 39 of their 100 and now 23 goals this season have come after the 76th minute.
Oh, they never let up, do they? And you're right. It's like they need a kick up the backside at times, Sam, doesn't it? And like it means concede a goal to spring them into life.
Here's Villasula down the left-hand side having a tangle with Canate. That was nothing doing there. Probably a foul by Sula if anything else. Canate is down. Liverpool playing on, and they're trying to get the ball forward. And here on the left-hand side, the ball is with Andrew Robertson, who surges down that touchline and feeds it into the path of Diaz. Diaz floats it towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but there's too much on it, and it's straight into Gerbich's arms.
Well, it's going to have to be better than that from Liverpool. And Luis Diaz, again, no pressure on him. Simple pass out from Robertson, but when you've got that much time, you have to make that cross count. See a replay of that challenge there on Canate. I don't think there was too much in it. Sula just slips down really, but he does make contact with Canate. It's a sore one. I hope that he does get back onto his feet, but this is what I had, Sam, on Sunday when I was here when Liverpool played against Brighton. I know they scored an early goal through Danny Welbeck, but they were waiting for it. It was like this anticipation, waiting for Brighton to have a shot on goal, and when the ball found its way into the back of net, the crowd then got involved, the players then reacted to it, and they're going to have to do it yet again.
Let's go to Stamford Bridge. Here's TalkSport Ian Abrahams.
Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. 2 goals in 4 minutes for United after Chelsea had gone 2 up and squandered good chances to go more ahead, and they just had a shot from Gallagher go wide. Live on TalkSport 2, Chelsea 2, United 2.
Download our app. You can flip between the two stations. We'll bring you commentary of the second half here on TalkSport when this game finishes, which is in 23 minutes time. Are Liverpool going to manage to get on the score sheet again and go top of the table? Jurgen Klopp looking a little bit pensive. I wonder what those odds look like now. Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 1. The latest odds are available at Ladbrokes, where right now Liverpool, who were at one stage something like 40 to 1 on, are now just 3 to 1 on to go on and win the game. Sheffield United, who you could have got in the first half at 90 to 1 to win the game, are now just 5 to 2. And the draw is 22 to 1. Those odds all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. We've had treatment for Canate. We've had our pause in play. Funny how things change in football quite quickly.
Oh, absolutely. And talked about the possession that Liverpool had in the first half. I think it was 84 in the first half. They're on 82% now. It doesn't matter, Sam. It's about scoring goals. How you do it could be one long ball over to the right-hand side, as we saw from Sheffield United for the equaliser. Great ball in from McAtee. I love that bravery from Hamer at the back stick. He got his little bit of good fortune, the deflection of Bradley. It was because of that run. He started the move as well, right in that centre circle. It was a great equalising goal.
1-1. TalkSport live in the Premier League. Here the ball is in the midpoint of the Liverpool half, and it's taken down by Osborne and sent out towards the right-hand side. Chipped towards the back post by Bogle. McBurney is there. It might come through to Osborne inside the area. He doesn't quite connect with it, and it's cleared away by Liverpool, who are just a little bit ragged at this moment in time. Canate's back on the field of play to fill in the gap that he had been missing in. The Sheffield United fans are the ones that are making the noise at this moment in time, Nick, because the pendulum has just swung just a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying that they're dominating the game, they're not, but they've got a threat about them.
No, absolutely, and credit to Chris Wilder. He's now gone 2 up top with McBurney and Osula. They're getting the ball up to the 2 forward players. They're causing problems, and the opportunity came when Liverpool were down to 10 men. Canate off the pitch, and they had to clear the lines, but the nerves are jangling in this stadium.
Yeah, Liverpool come forward with Andy Robertson out far side into McAllister back to Van Dijk,
20 minutes to go. 1-1 the score on TalkSport. Liverpool would need to score 5 goals tonight to level Arsenal's total of 72 goals scored. Ball delivered towards the far post, and Diaz trying to pull the trigger, and Mahodzic reacts brilliantly and sends it over the top of the crossbar. There was a chance.
Very, very similar to the goal he actually got at the weekend there. He was reacted quicker, Diaz. It was his initial header. Didn't really get much purchase on it, but reacted quickly, tried to get on the end of it. They're going to have to hang in tight, Sheffield United, at times now.
20 minutes to go. Here is the corner in towards the near post, and it's aimed towards Van Dijk and almost hit him on the back of the shoulder. He's deflected away by the slender figure of Mason Holgate, who then gets a second touch of the ball and puts it behind and away for a corner kick over on the far side.
Well, they're going to be patient, Sheffield United, and they're going to try and catch Liverpool on the counter. But when they're defending, there's 6, 7, 8 players in that 18-yard box. It's so hard for Liverpool to find that little half-a-yard slot to get their shots away. Bit of a coming together here as well.
Yeah, well, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving, and then Virgil van Dijk seems to push one of the defenders, Aaron Trusty, to the floor via his neck. And the referee is not having any of it, suggesting that there will be no further action taken. Trusty's back on his feet, and we will have a corner over on the far side. That will be dripped in towards the near post. It's aimed towards Van Dijk, doesn't reach in. It's collected by Robertson, who heads it back to Gomez, and then they look to build once again. Liverpool. Out it goes to the far side, collected by Robertson, who accelerates down the left touchline, feeds it into the path of Szoboszlai. He makes a motion in towards the middle of the Sheffield United half, finds Conor Bradley on the right. He feeds the ball into the area, a little flick by Szoboszlai, touched by McAllister, no one there to grab hold of it. It's all too intricate, and now they're away. And Vinny D'Souza is leading the charge. He's got up to halfway, unchallenged, and then running to Van Dijk, which means he certainly was, and the ball scores out on the far side and goes out for a Sheffield United throw. 72 on the clock. Liverpool, who know they need to post all 3 points to win this game, are changing once again. Szoboszlai coming off. On comes Gakpo, Curtis Jones for Joe Gomez, who went into midfield when Robertson came onto the pitch. So a little bit more balance in that midfield, and some extra changes for the top seed. Good to see Curtis Jones back. I think that the crowd are quite pleased that he's back too. Yeah,
absolutely. Nice to see him back in a Liverpool shirt. Curtis Jones playing really well, actually, wasn't he, before his injury? Nice to see him back out there. There was an occasion, Sam, before those substitutes were made, wasn't there? And D'Souza picked up the ball and had a little look up. How many times do you see it? They see Virgil van Dijk in front of them and they're just scared to play the ball around because they know how quick he is.
It'll be 68-68 at the top of the table, with Arsenal with the better goal advantage. In front, Nunez went down the left-hand side, felt that he was fouled by Mahodzic. Referee said play on, no decision given against the Swedish defender. Gakpo wins it once again, down the left-hand side, tries to get into a crossing position. Across comes Holgate, fires it out towards the far side, the unknown Everton man. And it's away for a throw. And they defended manfully, actually, for most of the game, Sheffield United. And despite the dominance of ball possession and the attempts that they've had, to nearly 20 of them now, they haven't caused Gerbic too many problems. A good save from Van Dijk, and then that error that he made, which led to the opening goal. But they've been played back since then. The invention and wit of Gustavo Harmer and encourage those Sheffield United fans behind the goal away to our left. But it's Liverpool who come forward now with Harvey Elliott. Left-footed, his delivery is deep towards the far stick, and it's slammed into the side netting by Andrew Robertson, who is arriving at the back post, and he might feel he should have done better with that. It was a perfectly weighted ball over the whole defence and over Nunez's head. It dropped kindly for Andrew Robertson, and he should have at least hit the target.
So I just think he's got too much time to think about this, Sam. It's a brilliant ball in from Harvey Elliott. Robertson's got nobody within 5 yards of him, and he's probably thinking about where he's going to put his strike before the ball actually comes off his left foot. And as a full-back, you're not used to being in that position on a regular basis. It's got to be perfect. Big opportunity.
Huge opportunity for Liverpool, who've had some opportunities tonight and haven't taken them. And now they're coming and getting down that left-hand side. Not enough clear-cut chances created. Mo Salah was a little off colour tonight too. That's a foul on Robertson over on the far side. Looks a little bit soft.
Did to me as well, Sam. I think it's D'Souza again who's involved, but as Robertson just tried to skip the ball past him there, he must have just brushed past his shoulder, felt a little bit of contact, went to ground.
It was Bogle actually, who just sort of brushed against him, and it's a free kick to Liverpool. We're going to go to Chelsea in just a second. It's half time there, but we do have this free kick that we need to preside over first of all, and Robertson is standing next to it, so is Alexis McAllister. There are 5 to aim at inside the box, and Nunez has made a dart towards the near post. The ball's gone far, and it's gone over the heads of everybody in red and then cleared away by McBurney. Gobbled up and sent forward brilliantly up towards halfway, and Willisula is trying to escape away from McAllister. He's in a right knot of red shirts, and then Elliott with composure gets it back to Curtis Jones, and Liverpool are urged to surge forward once more, and they strive up the pitch with Robertson, and then out left to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz then turns it infield, where it's collected now by Curtis Jones, and Jones then helps it on towards the left. The low ball in towards the near post by McAllister. Right, come back out to it. McAllister whacks the ball into the top corner to put Liverpool into the lead. The best player on the pitch on the night might just have pushed Liverpool back to the top of the Premier League with a thunderbolt from the edge of the D that almost ripped the net off in front of the Kop. Alexis McAllister puts Liverpool 2-1 in front. Well, I've got to say, we're waiting for something special to happen tonight. And as you mentioned, Sam, it's come from the best player on the park. An assist at the weekend for Mo Salah. And I talked about him getting himself on the score sheet tonight. He's come close, but that is a wonder strike. Oh my goodness. It falls on a plate for him. Off the lace, it just slices off the outside of his right foot. Gives Gerbich absolutely no chance. What a strike from an outstanding player who's having a brilliant season in a Liverpool shirt. Jurgen Klopp celebrates, hugs his assistants and coaches, the Liverpool players. Some of them went into the Kop to celebrate. Such was that moment of elation given to them by the Argentine World Cup winner. It was a crackerjack of a finish, and Liverpool lead by 2-1. Half-time at Stamford Bridge. Ian Abrahams.
Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. Conor Gallagher on 4 minutes, and a Cole Palmer penalty before 20 been played had Chelsea in the comfort zone, but Garnacho and Fernandes with a header both inside 4 minutes means that 2-2 at half-time. Chelsea 2, United 2. Second half on TalkSport 2, and the latter stages on TalkSport.
By which time it's quite possible that Liverpool will be top of the Premier League. Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 1. Most of the second half of Chelsea Man United is live and only on TalkSport. I say only, it's on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. All the football this week live right here. Saturday morning, Palace against Manchester City. City in action. You know, in April we've got 50 games of football for you. Little Easter treat.
It's not enough, we want more, Sam.
April is showered with football on the TalkSport network. 79 minutes on the clock. Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 1. The flags are twirling above the heads of the Kopites as they celebrate that goal from Alexis McAllister. It was a goal that really deserves to win a game. It was that good.
Well, there's been talk about maybe picking up Player of the Month, Sam. I think that's just sealed it, hasn't it? And is he in the conversation at the end of this season for Player of the Season? Because I think it's just been outstanding, I really do. We touched on it earlier, he goes about his business. Sometimes you don't even know he's there, you don't talk about him, but his performances and what he's brought to this Liverpool midfield, that calm and influence, but when he springs into life, that's what he comes up with. What a strike.
Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 1. And here is Darwin Núñez looking to add to his tally. He's on the score sheet tonight. He runs laterally towards the edge of the penalty area. He's about 10 yards away from Sheffield United's box, and he sends it back. There was a substitution while we were away with Ian Abrahams, by the way. Crusty coming off the pitch to be replaced by Andre Brooks. So Ben Osborne's gone back to left back. As the ball goes in from Gakpo, it's tucked behind by Bogle and goes out for a corner kick to Liverpool over on the far side. With just 10 minutes to go now, and Liverpool heading back to the top of the table.
I think what Liverpool have to do for the remainder of the game is learn from the mistakes. You cannot sit back on a one-goal lead, because Sheffield United will get an opportunity, you think, before the end of this game. They have to keep going for it.
Is that another goal after the 76th minute, Nick? I think it was. Here's the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Canate goes towards it, misses everybody. It's recovered by McAllister, and then it's back to Bradley inside the centre circle.
Yeah, and Liverpool scoring a late goal yet again, and Sheffield United conceding another late goal. I think that's 6 in the last 3 games, Sam. It's so difficult. You work so hard to get yourself into a position to get points out of games, and it's going to be the downfall come the end of the season.
Van Dijk out to the left, it's collected now by Curtis Jones. Chelsea against Manchester United 2-2 at half-time. It's coming up next on TalkSport, the second half live here. Two teams have had very poor seasons by their own high standards. Ball delivered into the box, chested down by Jones. Lovely little balletic turn, sets it back edge of the area. It's struck by Gakpo, comes back of the defender. He's down the left channel. He borders, then shoots towards the far corner as he comes back over his right foot, and it's over the top of the crossbar.
It's good feet, really good play from Curtis Jones initially. The hold-up play is fantastic, the layoff, and it comes back to Gakpo there. Just got to settle himself a little bit, but it's so hard when you're a Sheffield United defender to make a challenge when you get a player in the 18-yard box with that much space. You just got to put your body on the line, keep your arms by your side, hope that it comes off you, or the shot goes high and wide.
Manchester United next for Liverpool on Sunday. Big game that for both. Always is a big game. Manchester United won the last one in the FA Cup with a very late goal from Ahmad Diallo. And they will probably want a little bit of revenge, Liverpool, I think, when they go back to Old Trafford at the weekend. They won't be backed by the hearty numbers they were in that FA Cup tie.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've had the better United, haven't they? Certainly over the last 4 or 5 seasons, maybe even a little bit longer than that as well. But Man United, that could have finished 8-4 to Liverpool, that game, Sam, couldn't it? Fernandes playing centre-half, but what a game. What a game that's going to be, and it'll still be a brilliant atmosphere.
Gakpo wins it halfway, lovely juggling skills to then release Núñez. Núñez then somehow sort of manages to ricochet the ball 3 times, get it back and play it square. Jones just in front of the centre circle, then turns it out towards the far side, onto Robertson from Diaz, whose effort is blocked and sent behind. It's away for another corner.
Yeah, the pressure now, it's all coming from Liverpool, isn't it? Trying to see the game out, looking for that third goal if it can possibly come. They've made those changes, they've been bright, the substitutes. Seems to be corner after corner after corner, and Sheffield United, all they can do is just clear their lines.
Núñez standing just back from the penalty spot, and a couple of others lurking with intent. The ball goes in towards the near post. It's away by McBurney. McAllister trying to keep it alive. It bounces in Sheffield United's favour. Then Jones plays it against Ben Osborne, and I think that was a handball, so it's going to be a free kick. And it's just back from the edge of the D, about 7 or 8 yards from the edge of the D. I don't think it was an intentional handball, but it did hit the underside of his forearm, so it is going to be a free kick.
It's in that vicinity where a guy who's just scored a wonder goal will be absolutely loving it. It's pretty central, there's a little bit of an angle on it. You can see McAllister and Harvey Elliott stood over it, but I'd be really surprised if it's not McAllister who takes this shot on here, Sam, from about 25 yards out?
Yeah, it's a bit more than that, isn't it? It's about 26, 27 possibly.
Sorry, I was a yard out.
Yeah, it's just the only reason you can be accurate. Sound like I was being a right pedantic idiot there, didn't I? No, the reason I just worked it out in my head, because you've got the 6-yard box and the way the grass is mowed, you can work out it in 6-yard increments. So that would be 24, 25, 27, something like that.
I take it back. Sorry.
Sorry, Nick. McAllister, is it too far out?
No, absolutely not. After that strike, could be shooting for 40 yards.
Elliott to take the free kick. There's a 6-man wall to aim at. There's 2 Liverpool players stationed in front of them. He takes a couple of steps back into a curved run-up, and then he eyes up Ivo Grbic in front of the cop. Alexis McAllister steps up, right-footed, towards the far corner, he's down the side of the crossbar. And then it bounces in front of Grbic, who has to come back to the other side of the goal and punch it out and away for a corner.
Oh my goodness.
It's not too far out.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, we've seen it in a Brighton shirt, haven't we? Not too many times from free kicks in a Liverpool shirt, but what a strike. I mean, Grbic, he's shuffled across to his left-hand side. He may as well have just stood still. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it did take a little nick off the wall, which is why it went a little bit too high, I think. Ball into the box from the corner, aimed towards the big, tall, muscular figure of Konate. It eludes him and almost came through to Elliott. It's loose on the edge of the box, and it's won back over on the far side by Andrew Robertson, who feeds Curtis Jones. Jones now, back to Robertson once again, trying to get the cross in. He does, it's over the head of McBurney, and it's eventually cleared by Anel Ahmedhodzic, but then Diaz wins it back, scoops it into the air, gets it back off Gakpo, and Diaz! And across comes the defender, Ahmedhodzic, and scoops it over the top. And I think he played it against the Colombian last, according to the referee, and it goes out for a goal kick. He's absolutely furious, Diaz. He runs up into the face of Stuart Atwell. Jurgen Klopp's going mad at the fourth official, Anthony Taylor. He can't understand how it's not a corner kick.
But initially, Sam, I actually thought he was appealing for a penalty because he's done brilliant. Look, the ball never settles. He can't quite get it on the grass. But 2 or 3 touches later, he's just tried to flick it towards goal. And I do think it should have been a corner, but good play again from Diaz. His feet are just fantastic.
2-1 to Liverpool with 4 minutes to play on TalkSport. A yellow card for McBurney. He's come on as a second half substitute, and Ollie McBurney goes into the referee's notebook. It's our first yellow card, be bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah. You can always rely on McBurney to give you one of those.
Indeed, yeah, just checking. It is definitely the first one we've had tonight. Elsewhere tonight, Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2, on TalkSport 2. They're about to get underway with the second half there. We'll keep you updated here and then bring you the commentary of the latter stages of that game on this station. We've got the sports part straight after the end of the programme as well, taking your calls 03717 22 334. Breakfast show back tomorrow. Ray Parler and Alan Brazil, and I'll be on at 7:30 to lose Curse of the commentator again. Here is Bradley down the near touchline into Elliott, collected by McAllister. McBurney whipped it off with his toes, and Arblaster goes into the centre. Jones pinches it beautifully, then runs forward, tries to feed it into the path of Diaz. Don't worry, Nunez, because somebody else, Ahmedhodzic, will give it back to Diaz. It's delivered by Elliott to the far post, and the header by Gakpo is a poor one, and then it's eventually cleared by them, only as far as Elliott back on the right edge of the area. He scoops it back into the box. Grbic has missed it. He's tripped down in the box. Nunez with an effort trying to float the ball over the top of the stranded goalkeeper, and it drops behind the crossbar and into the advertising hoardings and away for a goal kick. But chaotic from Sheffield United at the back, and almost another goal for Liverpool.
It was Harvey Elliott. Good play again down this right hand side. As he puts that ball into the box for Gakpo, he's a little bit static. It's a stand and jump rather than running onto it, so he can get some leverage behind it. So he has to try and twist his head a little bit. It's a poor header really. And then when that ball comes back out to Nunez, would have been a spectacular goal, I have to say, flicking it over the top of his head, but it was a good opportunity.
Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 1 on TalkSport with Now, and don't forget with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action contract free with a Now membership. Search Now Sports. Here on the left side, ball collected by Van Dijk, sent back to Curtis Jones, and we've got 90 seconds of normal time to play at the end of a game in which Liverpool dominated. 82% possession, 25 shots, 8 of those on target. But yet the expected goals figure sort of tells me a story really, 1.17. They haven't had enough clear-cut opportunities.
No, they haven't, Sam.
Here down the left, the ball is with Robertson. He might create one now. Gakpo right on the edge of the penalty area. He's fed by him. Back in field it goes. Looks for the 1-2 with Nunez. Can't return it to Gakpo, and it's scooped away by Osborne.
Again, it's one of those moves, isn't it? And that's what I talk about, that cuteness of, have they got that player? We know they score goals and they're brilliant on the eye, but at times, final little pass into the box, certainly over the last few weeks, a little bit wasteful for me.
Well, they're missing Diogo Jota, aren't they, at this moment in time because of injury. He is a big part of what they're good at. Here is Gakpo into the area, launched into the air and heading the ball beyond the stranded Gerbic. The cross from the far side, from so deep, so far out. The Sheffield United defence didn't recognise it coming in, and Gakpo went running into the box and glanced his header beyond Gerbic, and Jurgen Klopp's side are showing late in the second half exactly why they are contenders for the crown. It was picked up over on the far touchline by Andrew Robertson. He was miles out, he had far too much room. He lofted his cross high into the night sky. He landed around the penalty spot, and escaping all of the yellow shirts in his vicinity, Cody Gakpo came charging through and glanced the header into the corner to make it 3-1.
Well, let's start with a goal. It's a nice move from Liverpool, an outstanding cross from Andy Robertson down that left-hand side. And Gakpo in the right place at the right time. You just got to direct it towards goal to put that into the back of the net. Brilliant from him. But what I would say, Sheffield United have pushed a few players forward, Sam, and they're trying to go for it to get that equalising goal. They've gone to a flat back four, beg your pardon. And that's where he found the space, because it just opened up for Robertson down that left-hand side. But what a finish. Absolutely brilliant header.
Cody Gakpo, who has been criticised at times, been a frustrating figure for some of the Liverpool supporters, but it is 14 goals now for the season for the £45 million man from PSV. That's some total, isn't it, over the course of a campaign. Your first campaign in English football, first full campaign in English football. 92 minutes on the clock. 3-1 for Liverpool. There's going to be 6 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. Maybe Liverpool fancy another goal. They needed to score 5 tonight to level Arsenal's total of 72 goals scored. The goal difference might be important and certainly close the gap a little bit to Arsenal in that regard, but that won't matter because they're top of the table. They're 23 points better off at this stage than they were last season, which underscores the work they've done behind the scenes. There's a bit more work to do behind those scenes over the next few months because there's a new setup incoming. Michael Edwards, the overlord, Richard Hughes, the former sporting director, will join. Others added. The appointment of a new manager, Ruben Amorim, has been mentioned. Nagelsmann, Zerbi, I think is unlikely. Nothing set in stone yet. Here is Curtis Jones. I think he'll be here next season. Out to the wide right position, and Bradley moving forward. Tries to nudge it out to the right side. Elliott back to Bradley. Liverpool hope that they will depart the season and Jurgen Klopp will depart the club with a gold medal and a huge trophy in their arms.
Well, ticking the minutes away now, Sam, aren't we? At the end of the game, that little bit of relief now of that 2-goal deficit. This is what they've wanted the whole game, Liverpool.
Here they are on the left-hand side with Darwin Nunez. He goes on the outside of the defender. Bogle plays it against him, wins the corner. Arsenal go to Brighton this weekend, Nick. Manchester City live on TalkSport on Sunday lunchtime. They take on Palace. Liverpool play the last of the three again away at Manchester United, a grudge game with a revenge on their mind after the FA Cup defeat. Could be another pivotal weekend.
They're all going to be. It's going to the wire. The top three sides cannot slip up.
4 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. Chelsea and Manchester United have kicked off in the second half on 2. Ball drops on the edge of the D after a clearance from the corner, and Bradley will see it back to his goalkeeper. It's Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 1 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever the mission, home or away. Enterprise helps 120,000 people every single day. Here is Brooks getting over on the far side to nudge the ball away in front of Cody Gakpo, and it's cleared upfield by Sheffield United. Virgil van Dijk back to his goalkeeper.
Sam, 698 goals in the league for Jurgen Klopp.
Yes.
Playing Man United at the weekend.
How many are we going to get there, Rick?
I think you might have seen a 7 at the front.
Well, we thought that, didn't we, at the FA Cup game? But it didn't work out quite like that. Although he is saying to me, Hugh, that they did score 3 in a 4-3 defeat. Yeah, that's true. They did. I was just actually going to check out the number of goals they've got in all competitions this season. They've got the most goals in all competitions across Europe's top 5 leagues, Liverpool, with now 125. Leverkusen, who is second best, have got 115. Manchester City, third, 114. PSG 99, Bayern 98. Real Madrid 98.
It just shows the way that they play, and he does it every single week. There's nothing much changes about them. They take every single game to the opposition, whether it's they're playing against Man City. I know they've had a shutout here against Manchester United, but was it about 30 shots at goal I think they had that night as well. It's the way they play. They're entertaining.
McAllister out towards the left-hand side. Liverpool continuing their march to the top of the table. It's delivered by Gakpo in towards Nunez, whose quick header just is narrowly over the top.
Just needed a slight glance, didn't it? Got a little bit too much on it there, Nunez. Big smile on his face there. Knew that was a big opportunity. Just a little bit too much on it there. Goes over the top of the crossbar. They're enjoying themselves now.
Gakpo coming off the bench to score. Robertson coming off the bench to assist. It means now that Liverpool have the most sub-goal involvements in all competitions in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Both goal contributions by substitutes. 49 now. They've had 24 and 25 in terms of goals and assists. Atletico Madrid 32, Leverkusen 30, Villa 26 and Cagliari 26. So their subs make a massive difference. If you think that they contribute, what was it, 17 more goal involvements than any other team in Europe, that is pretty impressive, isn't it?
It's huge.
That shows the squad is really doing its job.
No, absolutely, yeah. And that's what you want. You want your subs coming off the bench. You want them to make an impact, not just coming onto the field to make up the numbers. They want to be a part of the success moving forward. I thought I saw that Newcastle subs goal-wise in the Premier League had scored more from substitute bench than any other in the Premier League. Well, that seems to change tonight.
Well, it might be in the Premier League, but that's in all competitions.
Yeah.
So, and it's goal involvement.
Yeah.
You know these stats are like, they're not competition specific.
You're all over them.
Here is Elliott just up to the halfway line, and it's on to Bradley. Bradley feeds the ball into the feet of Luis Diaz, and then it's back to Bradley once again. 97 minutes have been played. Liverpool's job is done. They just need to get that whistle from Stuart Atwell. They know that a win here, the dream of giving the manager the big send-off, is just 8 victories away. Here is Jones into the area. He runs up against 2 challenges and then flicks the ball away from a third. It comes back to McAllister, whose goal was really the turning point in the game, I think. Liverpool remain in control of this fascinating 3-way tussle for the Premier League supremacy. Arsenal, Manchester City and now Liverpool have won with domination this midweek to strengthen the feeling that this unyielding title race will go right to the very wire. Sheffield United gave it a good go. They defended okay. They kept Liverpool arm's length for quite some time, but then Alexis McAllister with a late goal, another late Liverpool goal, really turned the tide in the match. It came after a goal well drafted from Sheffield United. It just stung Liverpool into action again. It means now that Liverpool have racked up 33 undefeated home games at home, and their 2-point cushion at the top of the Premier League is restored. Sheffield United will be relegated, and it will probably happen before the end of April. 15 points from 30 games will do that to you, and after 30 matches, Liverpool lead the league by 2 points. Arsenal second, Manchester City third, 3 points back from the leaders, 8 to play, and all to play for in the Premier League. Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 1.